Kevin, he's like having a 50-pound toddler running through your home. If I didn't listen to him, he'd throw my cell phone on the ground. And like, I'm trying to conduct myself in a meeting. He doesn't seem to understand he's a turkey.
I told him no. And now he's really mad. You're being rude.
And you could tell that he absolutely regretted nothing about stealing all the cat food. But that we were going to lose him. Every year, right before Thanksgiving, there is a rescue group and they try to rescue several turkeys. So in Kevin's particular year, they were able to go and they rescued him. We were scared. I mean, he was very, very sick.
Yes, Kevin.
But we didn't give up. Originally, we were told that he was a girl.
This is Karen.
One day I was making my coffee in the morning and Karen gobbled.
Okay, wait, do that again. That was a boy thing.
And I'm like, oh my goodness, I don't think you're Karen anymore. During that time, he just became a household member. He would watch TV with us if we sat on the couch. It was best for him to just hang out inside until the weather broke. And then we took him outside. Watching Kevin see the sun for the first time was surreal.
That's sunshine. Does it feel good?
And I was heartbroken that a turkey of his age had never seen the sun. You could actually see he was sitting there processing, what is this warm sun on my face? And gradually, we would give him more and more time out. Instead of acting, hanging out with all the birds and acting like a normal turkey, he would follow us for a little while.
Come on, Kev.
Eventually, he got it.
Oh, is this what you want?
There was a day that we went to go bring him inside, and he's like, no, actually, I think I want to stay out here. He was starting to learn how to be a turkey, and that was amazing. Kevin has truly found his place at the sanctuary. He makes us laugh every single day, no matter what's happening. We're doing our best to keep him, as happy and healthy as can be. I want him to live every day to the fullest. I'm hoping we'll get as many good possible years as we can with him.
They'll come knock on my door. Swan, Mom will wait for me to get home, and she follows me in through the front door.
Be careful.
The mother will come up and graze my leg and get really close.
What? What are you looking at?
And then she goes through my backyard and shows her babies. I do feel they feel safe in my backyard. We have this kind of trust that we built up over the years. In the beginning, it was more of a curiosity. Now we get pretty close. About 6 years ago, I started noticing that there was one swan in my backyard. And then a few weeks later, I saw a second one. And I was just curious. Later on that year, they decided to nest in my backyard. So for 6 years now in a row, they chose my backyard for their spot to nest. On the lake, they're very elegant. But on land, they're pretty clumsy and funny to watch.
How you guys doing?
The funniest is when I have to drive them to the vet. I'll put the swans in my passenger seat. Then you'll see the swan head looking out the window. People are intrigued. Why does he have a swan in his car? 7 definitely was the most unique. 7 was a runt. So that's why I hand raised him. So immediately he built trust with me. He felt I was his parent.
Oh yeah? Hold on.
He would make sounds to communicate. He was sweet. He would put his head on my lap. It was perfect. Swans, they're very bonded. They do not leave each other for more than maybe a half hour. I think I have with these birds something special, something unique. That's what I enjoy most. I felt special when they chose to nest in my backyard. I decided if they chose my backyard, I'm going to choose them and protect them. And ever since, I tried my best to take care of these swans.
When she would get on the jet ski, she'd like to ride up on the handlebars. And gosh, she seemed even more excited and enjoying herself the faster we would go. But I would make sure the water was very calm for that. Her little feet were suspended in the water. I get asked quite often how I trained Sammi to swim in the ocean. Why did the chicken cross the road? But being on the beach, she's at peace, she's content.
To get to the beach, of course.
She would float around, and that's everything that she knew. From day one, I happen to have a dog. His name is Court. He was 17 years old when he passed. And I did not feel it would be justice to bring another dog into my life. So I thought, I'm just going to do something different.
Tonight, we are at Lowe's.
The very first day I got her, I took her to the beach. So one of the very first things she experienced started her down a path of water is not bad. She's like, okay, isn't this what all chickens do? So I think she was willing to make the most of whatever adventure that we were on. A lot of folks have said, aren't you afraid that something is going to come up from underneath and grab her? But I'm always well aware of our surroundings. However, she was maybe 2 years old when I realized something wasn't quite right.
Just look at that chick on the beach.
Back in 2019, she was kind of acting weird. And the vet determined that she had got what's called egg yolk peritonitis, EYP. So she passed in early July. And that was very hard. And then last year, I looked up and standing in the middle of the door was this mangy, rough-looking chicken. And for about a week, she kept coming back. So finally I was like, okay, what if you spent the night here? And so our relationship became more and more connected, but never in my wildest dreams I would have ever imagined this connection that I had with Sammi. Animals are such a gift that us humans have been given. Now with Gypsy, I'm not going to shy away from whatever adventure we are on.
That's so funny.
And now 30 plus geese meet me every single morning.
Hello.
When they see me and run to me, I feel like a Disney princess. And they would just walk behind me.
Hello.
Almost touch my legs. I just thought that was because of food. For the first time, I saw the family of geese in our home a year ago. They just been near the lake. I don't think they had enough food, so my neighbor suggested that maybe we should start feeding them.
Why?
But I didn't know anything about geese, so I took an advice from a wildlife rescue. And then I just started giving them some wild seeds. In the beginning, they were quite cautious of me. They obviously never interacted with a human. I never expected to make friends with them. But they started coming to me, just followed. Now I understand it's not because of food. It's just because we are connected. I never thought I'll see them again. But 2 months ago, I seen, and I was like, oh my god, these are literally my children from last year. And I think when another geese are passing, they probably talk to each other. Like, is it good here? Yeah, it's great here. We've got a lot of food here. So it's 3 couples that made so many children on the ground now.
So children been fed.
One of the best moments to see them grow because they just became adults like overnight.
Stop.
The teenager stage is my favorite. I've noticed a couple of them, they always really naughty, they always bite at another ones. A couple of them just so peaceful and calm.
Oh my god.
They're all very interesting. I'm aware that they will all fly away in roughly September. And I'm pretty sure they'll be back. I would never change anything in the story. As long as I can help them, I'm happy.
Mommy's over here. Hi, honey. My boy.
Every time he seen me, it was like a dog. He'd wag his tail and he'd come running up to me. He would jump on my lap. He would cuddle underneath my arms. He used to come and get me and want me to go out and swim in the water with him. But when I first took him in, I knew nothing about ducks at all, let alone a duckling.
Hi, baby. Hi.
My husband was looking around and he found this little duckling under the refrigerator we had in the garage. He was so terrified at the time. I had to look up what to feed them, how to care for them, how to make them comfortable when they sleep. He needed warmth. And as he got older, he started showing his personality. He gives me so many kisses. He just had so much love, and I had so much love for him.
Come on, baby. Come on.
Mick definitely thought I was his mom.
Mommy had to come and get you because I know you was nervous.
I brought him outside from day one because I wanted him to get used to being outdoors. So I did teach him how to fend for food out there, look for water. And that's when he decided to stay outside for good, which broke my heart. But Mick would come to the house every single day and knock on the door.
You're my boy.
He would go in his old bedroom and he would just want to relax. I wasn't going to stop him from being a regular duck. I'm just happy that I found Mick. He brought me so much joy. Just looking at pictures and videos of him makes me happy. And it just made me realize any animal, no matter what the reason, they also need, the help and the love sometimes to get through life. He is a big part of my life.